Welcome to episode 10. So it's episode 10 time. And last time we saw, a lot of things. The fall of Russia, the climax, the war. Now we're going to see the end of the war. Also, India collapsed. That's going to have some consequences later. But I know exactly how the next era started. I know exactly how the next era is going to start. I was going to go, so let's get right into it. So now it's basically the world versus the red team. At first, we just go up here. Britain lets their Iceland be independent. And the green team buys us one island. An island breaks away. But they're just going independence. The British Empire just collapsed peacefully. So Britain's done. So now there's two empires remaining. The green team? Actually, there's three. The red team, the green team, and the yellow team. The yellow team will be we'll talk about that later. But yeah. So now it's now the world versus Africa. And I think the world has a massive advantage here. Because it's the whole world. The world's troops are storming into Egypt. And the red team is like, we cannot do anything to stop this. They are moving way too fast. And this happens in a month. Which this is like the year 800 at this point, so yeah. This invasion it's like the fastest invasion ever. And the red team kind of looks like they're gonna collapse here. But they got a ton of troops and now are holding that off. Yeah. A pretty large invasion. Never invasion comes from over here. It doesn't go that. It's not a big one. But it has made a big one. It's slowly going. It's stopped. And the green team will now try to take the capital. They land here. In a sense, immediate launch off. They land here as well. So there's brutal fighting. They circle this. Slow fall of the capital. The capital falls. But the empire does not surrender. They believe that they fall, the world is doomed. And you're kind of right. Because after the war, all the empires collapsed. So there's like everything's gonna fall apart. No one wants that. The red team knows this, so they're trying as hard as they can because just to survive, so they can help their rebuilding and then go on another conquest and have their revenge. The green team is doing really good here. Making mass progress, like they're dedicated to this invasion. Yeah, they got all that ghost. Yeah, this looks very familiar, doesn't it? The green team and the Middle Eastern country versus the red team. Very similar. We've seen this somewhere before, haven't we? Red lines are broken here. So yeah, the world does not. Oh well, they do not like the red team at the moment. The red team is still being steamrolled. And people are surprised at how they are not collapsing at the moment. They lost all of the northern coast. And at this point, they kind of are starting to question. But this is recent conquered territory. Independence isn't wanted. These guys declare independence. The red team kind of can't do anything about it, so they just let it happen. These guys take this and this and that. And well, Madagascar declares independence from the red team. Did you already knew this was gonna happen? As we're not dumb. We're very not dumb. So they kind of they need a win here. Because they're at war with everybody. And they need a plan. So what are you gonna do? There's two alliances fighting you. And they don't really want to go to war, which they have already. That's what started the conflict. Well, you influenced a lot of it. Was your former ally. The other is your rival. Your two rivals are fighting you. They're not going to betray each other, so it's kind of a strategy you can do. Because now they're just still coming. On my calculations, it is not stopping anytime soon. Yeah, they kind of just lost the entirety of the northern coast, and they have a land exchange. Make the border look better. And yeah, now most of the focus is going to be put down here in the Horn of Africa. These guys are just independent, and they're just gonna be like, hi, we're just gonna take land. If I can find the right color. No. Right. These guys are just gonna take that land. And so they can land up here, and they're like, sure. So let's land to occupy. And yeah, this exchange for military access, which doesn't do it. It just makes this happen. Yeah, the red team is pretty big. So now what is going to happen? Well, the red team is going to be continued to be well brutalized here. And the red team is starting to collapse here, even though they don't they're united. There's questioning that's what's being started. Independence of South Africa is demanded. Massive revolts happen. They demand a large South Africa, which, the red team is like, they commit war crimes on their own people. So they're like, you serious? Really commit war crimes on you? So red team government thinks that's like okay for some reason. And that's not okay. Don't do that. So yeah, a ton of your country just split away. Take those 2 islands. There's another independence movement down here. And this kind of starts a chain reaction. The red team goes up like a firework. Yeah, all of here is like, yeah. And the red team is like, this is a problem. So most of the red team leaders are starting to flee to other countries that we will not name, as they'll probably will just die and get nothing done when they're in the countries. It's a massive Saharan country, which is only massive because, it's the Saharan desert. But there's like the independence movements are happening. There's still land invasions. the green team has just stopped. Like, they've just kind of, like, stopped. They're just sending troops down here now. Like, they're not making any more territory grabs. They're probably not going to keep any of it. You'll see why in a sec. So the conflict's over. Maybe this episode or the next one, I don't know yet. And the red team is on its last legs, and it does not look even close to well for this country at this point. Like, before the start of this video, you could at least say there's a tiny bit of hope for it, but now there's nothing. Like, it's getting steamrolled by its own civilians and its, enemies. Yeah, no one really wants this country back. At this point, the revolts are kind of getting very unorganized. It's just random spots. The red team is left to this. Which a civil war breaks out. And a lot, like the entire world army just coming in. The red team is defeated, ending the Great European War. And that was a conflict. That was like a 4-episode war. We have a massive peace treaty now. That's like the rest of this video. So let's get into peace treaty as fast as possible, because I don't want to be I don't want this video to be like 2 hours. So, victory has been achieved by the Freedom Front. And they're going to take they're going to take a bit. After the they take a bit and they give the rest of their occupation to the green team, and like, all right, that's all we're doing. You just figure out what to do with the rest. This war wasn't for land; it was for freedom. It was to end dictatorships. Well, there's gonna be a new country, I guess. It's gonna be formed down here. I know you could put it. two blue countries down here. So your victory has been achieved there. Immediately forced these guys join that alliance. No, the peace in Spain has been achieved. Up next. Who would be next? Well, these guys want to get out of the war as fast as possible, so they're going to be like, let's settle with the, Russian country. And we're just going to take everything we have. So we are still an empire. And they leave as well. They just leave these guys. They leave the alliance. It's gonna be a new Spanish alliance. That protects freedom. It's just Spain for now. So now we go down to here. Africa. What do they got from the blue team? They're just gonna make into a country. They find this island. Well, so they're just gonna, There's a new country right there that is formed. New one right here. There's gonna be a lot of countries here. Over here, the red team is still in existence. Make sure the red team doesn't, get big ever again. They're surrounded by pretty big neighbors. Yeah, the African borders suck. Just like that's very historically accurate. The red team is immediately they're immediately forced to do that. Britain after just leaves. These guys are gonna put their capital right there. Now we slam down a ton of the capitals because There's a ton of capitals. There's a ton of new countries in this e-boy capital placing. Might take a sec. A lot of brand new countries that formed. It's occupied territory. Speaking of the occupied territory, they're just gonna straight up just take this area. So I'm also gonna take this. So at this point, like, so let's deal with this giant African mess. It's that mess of that is left the cat, and then after the Great European War. Generally speaking, not like a lot of independent countries are going to be put here. We got our first one. Our second one will be the opposite side of Liberia. Or Libya, yeah, not Liberia. Am I saying? I'm getting the country's names wrong. It should be the color. There's another country there. The entire goal of this is to prevent the rise of powers. Like there's I don't want another red team. They do not want that. There's a lot of countries at this point. We're kind of getting down over here. country right there. The old government is not in power there. It was there before the war. The Great European War. This peace treaty has officially been implemented in Africa. Africa has never worked this force on the map. These borders suck. What is the Europeans thinking? So now there's two kind of questions left for the peace deal. There's two countries. Well, there's a few. Middle East has been. Well, this has already been, this is already all done. The camp report right there. Over here, it's not that hard to know what these guys are going to do. These are kind of obvious. You want to expand, but the world is kind of that's enough expanding. You need to make a Greece country. These are the capitals on one, but now just Russia and Italy. Russia, the green team can do whatever they please to Russia. And it's not going to be fun for Russia. So if you like Russia, close your eyes. This is not going to be good for you. The green team takes this territory. Yeah. The green team takes. I sense this is a bit. And now they're going to make the rest of Russia into, different countries. Crimea is a country. That 1 pixel territory is taken by this brand new country. Russia is kind of reduced to nothing. Them forcibly being forced in this alliance. To make sure, they don't do anything like that again. And yeah, the vision of Russia does not go good for the world. We just see the fall of the Russian Empire. Which a lot of people wanted this. But some are not too happy about it. But the world is they're mostly positive about this. And one last country up here that should be it should be the peace deal in Russia. Very brutal. So now there is one country that remains. Italy. Well, this is part of the red team, but the green team kind of want their territory back. So they're going to take, some territory, which goes well with the people. But we'll talk about the green team in a bit. As, there might be some problems. There's a pretty sure nothing ages, and something might happen. These guys take this territory. These guys are going to take these two island nations are put, and the red team actually gets to keep this Sicily. Where's... Yeah, I gotta change this color real quick. Because we need our... It's still somewhat orange. But we need our classic Rome back. Not the Roman Empire. That's never coming back. They also get that island though. They just take it. No one's really gonna stop them. They don't want Rome to become a power, but they don't. So a simple solution is proposed, and it's that Rome gets...
Dad?
So Rome is going to, take this. Yeah, Rome's not gonna be too big, but they're not gonna be too small. But they're allowed to exist if they're, the conflict of what has happened before this. Rome has been in a great conflict. Not as big, but they were in an empire. The age of empires is over, as we are left with 2 empires. And this is the peace deal. Yeah, very different from the start of the conflict. You see the giant blob in Europe. That, may be temporary. So, yeah. Now we over here in this yellow country, they officially declared that they are no longer an empire and that they are a republic. And they give long-awaited independence. This is way too close to white. It's not an invasion. There's some parts over here that really want independence. Just peacefully. The Green Team does get a tiny bit of territory out of it. They're like, hey. These 2 countries we're just chilling with each other. There's going to be, I think, one more. Actually, one more. Maybe one more. I'm just gonna fight this guy in 2. boom. We are left with one empire. One empire. One empire. Just one. One empire. An unstable empire. The last empire. One that was unstable after the defeat to the red team. An unstable empire. Unstable empire. And it now begins. The next era. The Dark Ages. I'm gonna fix this border right here real quick. So it looks really bad. We fix this border. There are so many colors at this point. Yeah. But the Dark Ages are officially here. And before that, yeah, they just left. The green team just left. Which makes it that row, all these guys are joining up as even the red team joins, as they kind of they already knew what's going to happen. And this kind of becomes, yeah, your go-to. These are the victors of the conflict. They gain a ton of members immediately. Over here, since the guys who's left, they are forced to join those, and the alliances are expanding. Yeah, under these guys' occupation, an alliance is being formed as people are predicting what's going to happen very soon. As people see the writing on the walls, of what's coming. A red capital there, but that's fine. Yeah, these even up to here. The new alliance is made up here from the Russian countries, which immediately takes these guys, even these guys, they're going to join. These guys are going to join. And it will begin soon. You're asking, if you don't know all the hints so far, yeah, everyone's joining an alliance. But if you want to know why, well, you're just luck. Because the green team is collapsing. Yes, the green team is collapsing. It's about to collapse hard. But we'll leave that for the next episode. Thank you for watching. I'll see you all next time. In the first episode of part 11, well, episode 11, the first part of the Dark Ages, or the fall of the empires. Before any of that, the green team just takes this one territory. Just because I said so. So yeah, the fall of empires is coming. So thank you all for watching. This was the longest episode so far. See you all next time. Peace. Bye-bye. Oh wait, China is still in the Freedom Alliance. They're leaving this. They left after the conflict ended. The Dark Ages won't affect them. They don't even rely on empires. Also, China's not an empire. They just stopped being an empire. Like, peace, we're no longer an empire. People are like, okay. So, yeah. Alright, bye. See you in the next episode. Episode 11. The Dark Ages.